Hi guys, how are you all? Today is a very special video. This is probably the most important, exciting come with me that I will ever do, because today I'm going to go see a preview private screening of The Invisible Man that just happens to be presented by Universal Pictures Australia, but it's my own personal screening of The Invisible Man. What is my life? I'm so excited, yet I'm so nervous. As some of you guys know, I've just hit 40k on my YouTube channel, so this is the most perfect way to celebrate, especially inviting 50 of you guys to come along and hang out with me and watch the movie. Literally, this time you will be coming with me, so it's pretty amazing. For disclosure's sake, I do want to say this is gifted to me. This is not a paid, sponsored video. These are all my own opinions, and they were just lucky enough to let me host this, but I am not being paid for this video, nor for the event. So I am very excited to go and see this movie. If you guys did see my 2020 most anticipated films, I'll link it right here. My number one was The Invisible Man. I'm a huge fan of Leigh Whannell, who directs this one. He is an Australian director, actor, creator, producer. He is amazing. He is a co-creator of Saw. He directed Insidious 3, which is, I think, my favorite Insidious, maybe. And of course, he directed Upgrade, which is a horror movie. And I'm very excited to see what he does with The Invisible Man. The Invisible Man is based on the 1933 classic, the Universal Monster Classic, which is based on the H.G. Wells book. But this one seems to be a little bit different. It stars Elisabeth, and it is about a toxic relationship with some kind of gaslighting elements. It's one of those things where you're not sure if they're crazy or if it's actually happening. Sounds like insane to me, but I have been assured by Leigh Whannell, I know he put out this tweet saying on Twitter that the trailer wasn't as it seems. So I'm excited. I can't say it enough, guys. This is amazing and I am so grateful for the opportunity. So let's go to my own private screening of The Invisible Man. I'm so nervous. This is like the most excited I've ever seen you. He's not sleeping for once. Gromit, you can't come with us, but I love you. And goodbye. Wish me luck. I'm really nervous, as you can tell, so I really appreciate you guys all being here. A huge thank you to Universal Pictures Australia for putting this on for us. I'm very excited. Obviously, if you didn't know, I hit 40k this week on YouTube. I'm a huge fan of Leigh Whannell. He is an Australian director, actor, creator. He co-created Saw, directed Insidious 3, and he directed Upgrade, which is a horror movie, and now The Invisible Man, which is based on the 1933 Universal Monster. But this one's a little bit different, which the original is based on the H.G. Wells novel, which is about a scientist kind of crazy man who goes and terrorizes a little village. This one is more to do with gaslighting and toxic relationships. So I did want to do a really quick clip of us saying hi to Leigh Whannell, who's the director, so I can send it to him on Twitter. So it would be like 3, 2, 1. Hi Leigh! Do you want to practice? So 3, 2, 1.
Hi Leigh!
Perfect. 3, 2, 1.
Hi Leigh!
Okay, I think we got it. Hi guys, we just got out of watching The Invisible Man. Oh my god, I was not ready. It was very different to what I expected. First, I want to say a huge thank you again to Universal Pictures for having me, organizing the event, giving everyone ice cream and popcorn and free drinks. The little things in life really don't go unappreciated, and I really appreciated everyone who came out tonight. Thank you so much, guys. It was awesome, and it was so cool to see a movie like this in such a small, intimate screening. Hopefully I got enough clips for you guys. It all happened so fast, but it was such a cool moment, and I have to share with you guys. I'm not going to take this out because there is a spoiler in it, but I'm just going to say Universal Pictures gifted me a poster from The Invisible Man that is signed by Leigh Whannell himself. There's a spoiler written on the poster apparently, so I didn't find out what it was until afterwards, so I won't show you here. But oh my god! If you do want to find out what the spoiler is, just message me on Instagram. I'll leave it here. I will get back to you and let you know what it says on the poster. But wow, I was so stoked at this. I love him so much. But anyway, let's talk about the movie. So I just had to get that out of the way. Wow, the movie was so different to what I was expecting. I was expecting something that would be not so isolating, and I think it was isolating in such a good way. The film, as we know, is about Elisabeth Moss, who plays Cecile, and she is in a abusive, toxic relationship with a man who she needs to flee from. But can you flee from someone if they're no longer there? I have to say, the trailer doesn't give away anything. I mean, it gives away kind of the idea of the film, but it doesn't give away any of the plot points. So Leigh Whannell was totally right with that. He kind of kept the trailer all about the first act of the film. The last two acts are actually what matter with this kind of story. What I love about Leigh Whannell is he has a way of making something seem so modern, yet so kind of Black Mirror at the same time. And he did this with Upgrade, where it was like relatable because it felt like it could be now, but it was just that little bit out of touch where you're like, is this real? And I feel like obviously in this kind of film you're kind of toying with that the whole time. But the strong theme in this movie is definitely isolation. That's how it comes through to me without giving away keywords that will give anything away. Obviously, Elisabeth Moss carried this film on her back, and I didn't realize it was going to be so isolating about her experience. A lot of the film is broken up into sequences that are very long. It's almost like you stay with her for half a day through something that she experiences, and you feel that isolation with everything around her turning, and just being there with her, I feel like is such a good representation of being in an abusive relationship and trying to escape something. I felt like I haven't seen another film really capture that and really make you understand and empathetic with the protagonist. Of course, there are films that do this, but I feel like you feel it from like a second or third person perspective, or even if it is in the first person, it's not so isolating as this one was. And to make it isolated, he uses vast, sweeping landscapes, as I always like to say, but I wasn't really sure about the opening. It's set in such a modern home that is on the edge of these cliffs, and it's just so isolated in the middle of nowhere, and you can really feel how hollow the house is. Hollow Man. Which I thought was very interesting and really sets up the film in a good way. I do want to say that this film should have trigger warnings because it is intense, and I wasn't expecting the level of graphic violence that happened, and I think to anyone who has been in these situations, it could be very triggering. It really honed in on it. Obviously, some things that made the film was the music. I thought the music was beautiful. It had those shocking horror moments, but then it also utilized silence where it was needed. And there was just parts, especially as I said at the start, where it's like in this kind of hollow, huge house with it's so spacious, you can hear that no one else is around to hear you scream. And the quietness of the film is definitely something that makes her feel alone. And I think that that obviously it just zeroed in on the message. And then I really liked how Leigh used camera work to kind of show her perspective on what she was seeing, but also he used a lot of whip pans, like he did a lot in Upgrade. Upgrade I loved because he used those body cam like situations. If you haven't seen Upgrade, some people tonight who I went and saw the film with, hadn't seen Upgrade. You can definitely see the link between Upgrade and this film. I felt like the camera movements were really slick and surprising at moments, and I think that it was like clever surprising, not out of its element, kind of over stylized. It was just like really shocked you in that moment. I thought that was really clever. It also utilized where it would like whip to a certain scene and then someone would enter the shot. I will say that there is a couple of nods in this film. If you have seen the original Invisible Man, there is a couple of things that just kind of nod to it, but in a roundabout way. So I really liked that. And also, I have to say, if you are watching a Leigh Whannell movie, make sure you keep an eye out for those Easter eggs, because they're in there and a couple of us spotted it. Overall, this movie is such an intense kind of traumatic experience. You really are just with her the whole time through these sequences, and she just carries the film. She is phenomenal in every single way. This film isn't going to please everybody, but it was very satisfying for me to watch, and I can understand that some people will not like how it ends. This film, a lot of people like to say with Leigh's films that they're not real horror, like this one and Upgrade. They're more action, kind of like sci-fi films, which obviously this film comes in that same category as Upgrade, where people think it is, but I think it's something else. But it's definitely similar in the way that it's very action-packed, and as I said, those sequences are long. But there are some jump scares in this film, which I was not expecting, and I was kind of surprised by how many jump scares there were. I don't know if I give it to him to get away with this. At the moment with this film, I would totally recommend go see it. Definitely go see it in a cinema that has really good sound, because that is really what will draw you into the vast depths. And I think you walk away with this film with so much to talk about, because the experiences of the characters are so interesting, and the change in the characters is very interesting, and I like how it all ties up. Sorry guys, that was a lot to get through, spoiler free. Hopefully I did it justice. I'm kind of cornering between a 7 and an 8 between this one. I'm gonna think on it, but I will put my score here on the screen. Wow guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me and coming with me to my own private preview screening of The Invisible Man. I can't believe that, and now I have like the best memento, so I'm so stoked. Once again, thank you to everyone who came, and I hope you guys are having a great day. Please let me know what you think about the film down below, if you've seen it, and if you have seen it, don't spoil it. Let's not spoil films. It's not fun. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, because it means I get to do cool things like this, and it makes the horror community so much stronger. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.